Hi guys, I'm here. Give me a second. I'm drinking water now. You know how weird that is? I've never got a taste for water, but I've started drinking it because I'm old. I'm almost 50, and it's probably time I introduced water to my system. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, Ranting Monkey, and oh my dear God. We were going to cover a Biden speech tonight, and maybe we'll get that one tomorrow. But then the content cop dropped it. Fuck me, man. I hate everybody involved. Everyone involved in this crap I dislike. There's not a redeemable figure in the next 20 minutes of content. Okay, I don't know how long it'll be, probably 3 hours. But there's not one person among them that I actually like, or that I enjoy their content anymore, or find even to be redeemable human beings. They're a bunch of bad people. And they're all arguing over Israel and Palestine. That's what it all boils down to. And this is how you know the people on the left just hate Jews. And look, I know a lot of you be like, I don't like what Israel does. I don't have a problem with Jews. And that's fine. Hold on to that if you want to. But Ethan has come out and criticized Israel plenty, and it's never enough for him. It's never, no, you see, you gotta hate all the it's the Jews. We just hate the Jews. Just say it. Be honest about it. Because I was like, no, it's just Israel. He's criticized Israel quite a bit. Even when the first October 7th happens, he's up there with all the other little leftist shitbags going, but Israel has problems. But it's never enough because it's not about Israel. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Dixie Rose, when we were off the air, thank you so much for that double feminist donation. If you look in Webster's dictionary, Webster's New World A through Z thesaurus, left is synonymous with sinister, LOL, Taylor and the Democrats. Fair enough. Fair. So tonight we're going to be going over the content cop, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know how much of it we're going to be looking at because a lot of it is meaningless, I guess is the word I want to say. It's irrelevant. It's just Ian iDubbbz whining about Ethan and over some of the most nonsensical shit. Content cops used to go after things that were like horrible, right? Like Leafy, right? Are you retarded? Yes, she's retarded. Is that what you wanted to hear? That was content cop calling out bad content. And now it's like, you're being mean to my wife's friends, so now I have to make a video about it. I'm going to dust off this brand that I built and then pissed all over and told my fans how dumb they were for liking that stuff. It's just him standing up for his wife's friends, and the amount of damage he did to the content cop brand here is just sad. But he probably got a lot of Hassan followers being like, oh my God, he's so cool. Which I guess, I mean, whatever. iDubbbz crying about nonsense. What a revelation. I mean, yeah, a lot. This is drama stuff, except for there's more to it than that. There's a lot of I don't want to say real world, but it's a microcosm of the real world, the left, and their support for terrorism. And before anybody gives me any shit, like, how dare you say the word terrorism? iDubbbz here in just a minute is going to be featuring actual terrorist supporters. Actual terrorist supporters. People have been kicked off platforms for and allowed back for terrorist bullshit. But all right, we're skipping the first part where he gets dressed up in his little cop outfit because I don't care. We're gonna kill the music for it too because it's bad music. There he is. He's in his content cop. He's going to fight the good fight. Okay. He usually has some. I've never liked the videos that or the clips that he does at the beginning of the videos. All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Awesome broadcast coming to you.
Am I the only one that really, this man is trying desperately to look like Steven Crowder? He's even got his hair done like him now. I'm not the only one who sees it, right? Why are you trying to look like Crowder, Hassan? Are you have your views dropped so far that you're like, maybe I can get the wife beater contingent? Sorry, he never beat his wife. The wife yelling at contingent? Oh my God.
To you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I've finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not.
All right, we need to stop and talk about this. So, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago at this point, Ethan Klein makes a content nuke about Hassan Piker. And Hassan, the bitch who will watch everybody's content and, you know, even walk away and just let it play so that he can get money and views from it, will not watch it. Would not watch it. Because he doesn't take criticism. He is allergic to criticism. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Of course they hate Jews. They're commies. Karl Marx wrote a book called On the Jewish Question and called them a money people. Wow. Father of communism, hated Jews. Believed Jews are people of capitalism, so they must be hated. Yeah. We're not supposed to talk about that. I mean, there was Jew hatred in the Soviet Union, and the American media tried being like, no, there's no such thing, as they were killing Jews long after the Holocaust. But no, pay no attention. No. No, pay no attention to that shit. Because they were good little people. They were commies. They was commies. Anyway. The one thing I am going to give Ethan a little bit of credit for. I don't like Ethan, okay? The guy's a shitbag. But I do want to give him a little bit of credit because he had the balls to at least watch this. This dropped while he was doing his stream today, so he said, fuck it, let's watch it. And they watched it on there. I tried watching part of his reaction, but everything I hate about his show made me turn it off. They get off topic more than me and Jack could ever hope to. We would have to try to get off topic to even come close to them. And I couldn't watch it. I tried to. But at least he had the balls to do it, where this pansy ass motherfucker, criticism of me? How dare you?
I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do, because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist fundamental.
Wait, he even did the little hair curl like Steven does. Oh my God, you're so pathetic, dude. Your hero is Crowder. Oh my, okay, sorry.
Radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything.
This is the start of a content cop. Yeah. You know, he didn't even finish watching it. He's going to milk the reaction all week. Good for him, Fugi. Good for Ethan for doing that.
Including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
This was apparently an attempt at comedy. Okay. I mean, if you like laughing at cringe, I suppose. If you like secondhand embarrassment, I guess. Thank you, Ranting Monkey's Kidney. Fuck you. You know those capsule packs that, oh my God, museum sell to kids, the type where you add water and they unfold into dinosaur sponges? That's basically me tonight, thanks to Monk's newfound discovery of a little thing called hydration. Thanks, Monk. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kidney. we're going to get back into some
Wakey, Ethan. Wake up.
we're going to get back into some bad music, so we're just going to pause this, and I'll just tell you the only thing they say throughout this whole part is wake up, Ethan, wake up, wakey wakey. Okay, now my audience, you might not know who this awful whore of a woman on my screen is right now. That is Denims. This is a woman who once offered, what was it, $30K for somebody to kill Destiny, and then it was just a joke. It was just a joke. She is a horrible person, and if you've never dug into her content, don't. She is bad. She is a horrible, horrible person, and she is dumb. Oh my God, is she dumb? But moving along, there's some more Ian, and then more of her. Okay, another person I get to introduce my audience to, if you haven't seen this little troll of a there's nothing nice I can say about this one. This is Frogan, the two-time winner of the Twitch Up and Comer Award. She won twice. Oh my God. Jack has the link, my friend. So far you've had Hassan, Frogan, and Denims. That's how you're opening your content, cop of Ethan. 3 terrorist supporting retards. Now, the next one that comes up, I should just let that play. This guy's name is apparently Sean the Black. Oh, sorry, Sean the Black. D-A. It should be D-U-H. I know very little about this guy. And seeing him like this, I didn't recognize him. So I looked him up and I saw who he is. I'm like, oh. He's another guy who's been in trouble before for violent threats against people. But it's okay. They're all good people. They're all good people. Those are Hassan orbiters and waiting room shows. Yeah, I mean, these are the ones who, especially Frogan. Frogan, even though Hassan can't have children because butt sex doesn't make babies, did spawn from his loins. There was like some sweat on his nutsack, and it just slowly dribbled down and turned into her. The others are just orbiters. They're people who stand for him because it gets them an audience. And if he goes live while they're live, they will literally shut their shows down. Oh my God, Hassan's going live. I better stop. It's so funny to watch these pathetic little shits. But anyway, gross. How dare you, Ebony? I wasn't being gross. I was. Oh, look. They're dancing. Oh, look. They're doing the Fortnite dance from half a decade ago. Do you remember when Ethan used to make content, cops, and they were relevant to the moment? Dark Conservatarian thinking, isn't Denims the bitch who said that 5-year-olds don't retain memory, so therefore it's okay to take Ethan's kids away? Not exactly what she said. You're very close. What she said was that the CPS folks coming and questioning Ethan's 3 and 5-year-old, that it was no big deal because you don't retain memories at that age. You don't have them. And so somebody told her, you're wrong. So she looks it up on stream, and where it tells her that memories start forming at 4, instead of going, oh, I was wrong about that, she goes, but you don't have memories from then. I am barely paraphrasing. But yeah, terrorizing Ethan's children, which is what this is all been built to. This is why Ethan is so mad at all of these people right here, because they've either participated or at the very least not denounced folks going after Ethan's kids, calling CPS on them for nothing, for no reason. They've actually made excuses for it. Like Denim's there. Like, come on, it's okay to, even if you don't have direct memories of childhood trauma, we do know that stuff can stay with you for life. It can cause lifelong issues with trusting people or of just general fear. Like, oh, no, fuck it. No, yeah. It's perfectly okay that these children who did nothing wrong had to deal with CPS because a couple of Jew haters on the internet thought it was okay. But look at them do their little dance. Wee. Now, this part here, Frogan and a whole bunch of other, let's just call them what they are, shitbag leftists, got kicked off of Twitch for just a little tiny bit because they had a panel at TwitchCon, the Twitch convention, where they were, what's the word? Hobby? I forget. Some fucking word that apparently Arab people use. And it was who could say it. And it went from Arabs to people who like Sabra, which was just code for Jew. It's literally what it was. And after Asmongold gets in trouble, people start pointing to what these assholes did. So Twitch gave them a little smack on the hand. No, stop it. Bad. Don't worry, we'll get to that later in the video. Look at him, she's so funny. Why does he look like he's an extra for an Aryan Nation prison gang? He looks like he should be hanging out with Schellinger, whatever his name was in Oz. Why are you trying to look like? Never mind. Ethan, you're just looking a little Nazi-ish is all I'm saying. You look like a neo-Nazi. I'm not the only one who sees it, right? Like, doesn't this look like the stereotype Hollywood would show you of gang members? Like, these are the Aryan nations in prison. All right. They're almost done, and then we can get to the actual. Yeah, a bunch of ha. Oh, I guess we can pause it. I don't need to hear him huffing and puffing as he gets naked. He is about to get naked, y'all. And the funniest part is he's trying to rip off his shirt, and he can't. He can't pop buttons. Bruh, I'd have cut that out. You can't pop the buttons on your shirt? What has your wife done to you, bro? Now, I do want to get this out from the beginning. His wife controls everything he does, and he's not going to like that, and he'll tell you he doesn't. However, I've known men like him, and I've seen the dynamic. I've known guys who need a strong woman who tell them what to think. Typically comes from having a very overbearing mother. And I've seen it in my own life with people that I know, and it's what's happening here. I've yet to see you guys ever watch him and his wife together when he tries to give his opinion and she just takes over and gives it for him, and then he's like, yeah, that's yeah. It's so sad to see. Bro, you're allowed to have your own opinions even if you get married. And I know you've been so bitched out that you can't do that with yourself. Oh my God. But God damn, bro, you couldn't pull the buttons off your shirt. What's up, Jack? How you doing, my friend? Jack, are you there? Jack is having sound trouble. He'll be right back. Real Nazis were anti-tattoo. Only blood type tattoo was permitted. Oh, I don't know any of the details about that stuff. All I know is this motherfucker looks like he's trying to go to a prison movie. And his eagle tattoo on his chest ends up looking like a bra the way he wears his t-shirt or his button-up shirt here. His howdy doody button-up shirt. Jack, are you there this time?
Yeah, this time I'm here.
What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Not too bad. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
My worst pain day in a while, but since it's been a while, I'm not going to complain about it. I will complain about the fact that I walked into another fucking door.
Is that one of those cry for help things? Or
no,
really?
I literally walked into a door. So I go to open my door to leave my office, and I started stepping too soon, so I hadn't cleared my left foot.
I've done that before.
So kicking the shit out of the door, which makes me lose my balance, which makes me throw myself forward. So then I jam my shoulder into it.
Yep, I've done that. I've face planted a door doing that.
I
It's embarrassing, and normally you don't admit it to anyone.
I should have a 24/7 camera crew on me and a time machine to go back and make money off America's Funniest Home Videos.
You should probably have a home health aide at this point.
Holy shit, man. Anyway, Jack, tonight we are going over the content cop. I don't know if you watched this.
No, I generally don't. Um, am I missing something good or no?
No. You are missing Ian destroying what, if any, credibility he had left.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, that's always disappointing.
Well, here, he opened this, Jack, by highlighting Hassan, Frogan, Denims, and some dude named Sean DeBlack. A whole bunch of people who've been kicked off platforms for violence and terrorist supporting.
He highlighted them in a good way, or
Yes.
Oh,
He opened with them all speaking to the camera, "Wake up, Ethan," as they did little gay dances in the background. Yeah, it was cringy.
I did see a clip of him and some people doing the Fortnite dance.
Yep, that was them.
I got secondhand embarrassment for them. I was like, how did you convince grown adults to do this?
Clout.
Yeah, that's not an excuse. That will haunt you forever. Because that is eternal cringe. If you're not a 12-year-old, you're never living this down. Because everybody could understand if you were a little kid and played the game. But as a grown adult doing it, man, you shouldn't live that down. That should haunt you.
I think you could get away with it if the rest of the video is intelligent or funny, and this is neither.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah. Making an ass out of yourself can work for you, but you have to follow that up with something that people are going to actually enjoy.
Right?
And this just isn't it.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the right comedy context, but it's just gonna be hard to live down.
Nuts ask, Ian still has clout. Content Cop still has clout, or did until this one dropped. But also remember that as soon as Ethan puts on his little cop costume and runs out of the house, who do we see? Hassan. It's Hassan at Hassan's house. That is Hassan's background there. So yeah, they all got to go hang out with Hassan and be cool and being a content cop.
Now, this guy didn't start Content Cop, did he?
Yes, he did.
Else? Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes, back when he was funny and hadn't been through all the couples counseling he's clearly been through.
Oh, so before women ruined him.
Dude, later on in this video, there's going to be a moment where it is impossible to think anything other than, oh, you've been in couples counseling. Because he starts using feeling statements.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and it's cringy as shit.
Therapy of some kind.
Okay, we might speed this up because it is. We'll go to 1.25 and see how well we can deal with the sound. All right, here you go. Oh, I should also point out this whole thing. The reason that he's making this, besides to suck up to his wife's friends, is because Ethan and Gila are upset that Ian and his hag, I always forget her name, Anissa or whatever it is, haven't come out and defended them with all of this, with everybody calling child protective services on them. Which I think if these are supposed to be your friends, that's a fair thing to be upset about.
Yeah, if they're supposed to be your friends, because that's sort of like swatting. You're trying to get somebody's kids taken away, you're a piece of shit. Unless they're actually abusing the kid, which I haven't heard any legitimate evidence of.
Well, remember, I told you what it all boiled down to. Ethan told the story about how his kid got sick and he never should have told the story the way he did, but it makes it sound like his kid ate poop.
Yeah.
And what really happened is they had a stomach bug that went through their house. It happens. But he tells the story that, yeah, we thought it was this weird disease you get from poop. And then he's putting everything in his mouth. So we just assumed he got a hold of a doggy turd. And then I got it and Gila got it. And so they're like, oh, their house must be horrible. They have a backyard. Maybe the kid picked up a turd in the backyard.
Yeah, kids eat grass and weird shit like that. And you could be watching them and you can't stop them in time. It just happens. Kids are weird.
Dark Resurrect, thanks so much. What's wrong with couples counseling? Nothing if you're a woman. If you're a man, it's just a place to go to be told how horrible and dumb you are.
Yep. Couples counseling always blames the men. I've never seen it happen any other way. Especially if the counselor is a woman, which is most of the time.
Yep. Anyway, so this is what we're all caught up. Here we go.
I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3, content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 20...
I don't know if this part was supposed to be funny.
Well, he's trying to do a wacky accent, so I assume so.
There's a whole lot of this where I just found myself going, huh?
Was this a shtick he's done before where he's like, oh, I do silly accents from Cornwall?
I mean, not that I remember in the other content cops, but I can't say that he didn't. But I don't remember him going, I never thought I'd do a content cop on this. It just sounds ridiculous to do a concept. The whole point of content cop is to call out bad content.
Yeah.
And whatever.
I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's got to be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot. It's Ethan. He's the one.
The guy who's upset that you and your wife won't back him up on it being bad that people called child protective services on him. Huh. Yeah, he's the one that's lost the plot. Don't make me defend Ethan, you fucking wannabe skinhead. Thank you, Jack the Outcast. Hello, Monkey, in the evening. And Mr. Jack, today I celebrate my 40th rotation around the sun. May I get a happy birthday and Godspeed, gents. Of course you may. Jack the Outcast, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jack. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do.
Indeed.
All right, where were we? Yeah, he's the one that's lost the plot. And look, a lot of this is about drama and these idiots being dramatic because they don't realize they're in their 40s now. And I guess you could point to that and say lost the plot. But Ethan's doing what Ethan has always done. He is pointing out stuff he doesn't like, and you can sit there and say that it's him losing the plot, but literally the only reason you're doing this is because your wife got upset and said, you better go do a video. You need to put him in his place. Get Hassan on the phone. You literally opened your video with people who support terrorism. But Ethan lost the plot. Really? Okay. Now, this is why I said he probably picked up some fans in the Hassan crowd. It's not going to work out for you, dude.
Yeah, why would you want those fans? They're either like little kids or dummies.
Those aren't mutually exclusive.
That's a good point.
The special ed classes do play Hassan videos. I'm convinced of it.
I would not be surprised.
It's the majority of his audience. It has to be. Anyway.
Who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years.
I would say we have a decent understanding, Jack, if even though we don't maybe have specifics. Because we check in on Ethan from time to time when he says something really stupid and we get to laugh at it.
Yeah, he's pretty dumb. So
So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
No.
Yeah, this is where a lot of Ethan's worst stuff comes from. You know, like when he decides, hey, you should go blow up a building with politicians in it. It's almost like hanging out with terrorists made him a little bit more terroristic.
Yeah, weird how that happens.
But Ian has a point here. It's about audience. Should I slow it back down, or is this okay?
It's fine.
Okay.
Well, as Hunter Schafer's use trans women, I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
That's when I knew where this video was going. If the opening dance number didn't do it, when he said that part, I was like, oh, fuck.
Anytime somebody says Hassan is equipped to deal with it, my first thought is, if it's not mopping the floor, I highly, highly call into question your ability to make reasoned decisions.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask.
Okay. You're trying to prove that Hassan is what do you say? Very well adept at handling this. He's up on this.
He's equipped, Monkey. He's equipped.
The conflict in question is between Israel and the Gazans, not Israel and the West Bank, which is what Hassan is talking about right here. Those are different things.
Yeah,
I realize your wife didn't tell you that, Ian. But maybe you could have found a clip of him talking about Gaza.
Yeah, because the West Bank is Hezbollah, not Hamas.
No, West Bank is the Palestinian Authority. Lebanon is Hezbollah. Yeah.
Okay. So I can't even keep them straight. We talk about this shit all the time because they're all a bunch of blood feuding tribals that I don't really give a fuck about.
But he's well equipped, y'all, to talk about something they weren't talking about. Whatever.
Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the Nancy invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the top.
What he's trying to show here is that Ethan didn't talk about anything serious, and he pulls these half-ass clips of Hassan being stupid, honestly. But look, Hassan talked about Palestine.
So?
Andrew Tate has talked a lot about women. Would anybody go to him to actually get advice on women? Ian obviously would, because clearly he's been talking about it for so long. He's well equipped to discuss it. Right?
I suppose.
That's the thought process here. Because you didn't even play clips of him talking about Gaza.
Oh, I have a good analogy for this. It's like going to Amberlyn Reed for weight loss advice.
Yes, exactly. Jeez, all right, whatever.
The pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan.
It's offensive to burn victims. Wow.
Everything's offensive to somebody.
Jesus.
Was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand,
Ethan has repeatedly, including right after October 7th, talked about how bad Israel is, especially Netanyahu and the current government there. This is what I was telling you guys about earlier. No, it's just about Israel. Really? Then how come you guys are going after the guy who said Israel is bad? You keep pushing. Who does he have to say is bad?
Did he condemn Israel today?
Probably not.
Oh, it's all true.
And he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan.
Okay. Oh, they follow Hassan too. Oh, okay.
They're very politically savvy. They follow Hassan.
Well, I mean, following one of them is bad enough. Following two of them, I don't believe you have brain cells.
Wow. I've had occasion to argue with some of Hassan's fans, and they are among some of the most retarded people I've dealt with.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because they literally don't know anything. They only know what Hassan has said because that's all they listen to. They never go and dig any deeper. They never read anything for themselves. They just they probably still go, those bombs sounded like J dams. Go ahead. No other bomb sounds like that when it falls.
That's just like science or whatever.
Yeah, because that whole falling sound that's been around since cartoons totally came from J dams. Anyway.
Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something.
Explains the video games. And the watching Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, well, to be fair, he wasn't watching it. His audience was.
Hassan is strictly a political streamer. Jesus fuck. Tell me you don't know who you're talking about without telling me.
Well, he's busy with a mouthful of dong right now. So
oh my God.
Difficult.
He's trying to make Hassan out to be this guru of politics. The guy's a fucking retard. And half of his content isn't even content. It's just screen time.
Yeah, they call that non-tent, I think.
He literally just used to watch Hell's Kitchen on his show.
Yeah.
Maybe that was political.
Did he watch like Dragon Ball and some other shit too?
I don't know if he's ever done any of the animes. I don't watch Hassan that often. But he's not just... I could do the same thing he just did, where he pulls up clips from 2019 of Hassan not talking about politics. He's strictly a political streamer. Maybe the Hell's Kitchen thing was about his faith, and he believes that if you don't marry your 8-year-old cousin, you're going to Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's political, honestly.
I don't know. Maybe secretly Gordon Ramsay was sending messages to the Houthis.
He's strictly a political... I don't need any more than that to prove you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
They're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're going to call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive...
That's what you use to say when Ethan says something bad? When he says something wrong? Okay, Jack.
Yeah, monkey.
From the river to the sea.
I believe the next line is Palestine will be free, and they're talking about the Jordan River to the Mediterranean, right?
Yeah. And what's between those two things?
Oh, Israel.
Israel.
And they're going to push all the Israelis from the Jordan into the Mediterranean and clean them out, as the kids would say.
Oh, my God. Well, I guess we found one of Hassan's political savvy followers.
Yeah.
How dare you notice this? Fuck off.
Progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it. not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style in society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that
Let's see, this is the problem, Jack, is that he came out and tried to show that Israel's not the horrible place Hassan says it is. You guys do know there's Muslims in Israel, right? Not in jails that live their lives and there's no issue.
That work for the government and they're in the IDF.
It's the criminal motherfuckers that keep causing a problem.
Yeah.
But anyway,
a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's.
these are all people who've called out Ethan over shit or have repeated Palestinian talking points.
How dare he respond to them?
Ethan has talked politics his entire career. I mean, whether it's direct, like with the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, or anti-SJW stuff. I mean, it's been political the whole time.
Yeah.
Is it all he does? No. But to sit here and pretend like this is the first time he's jumped into the political sphere on his podcast, are you fucking retarded? I mean, I know you're not retarded. You're
that's rhetorical.
He's pussy whipped into retardation.
Yeah.
It's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it, and I'll double down on it. And people, oh no, not go there.
And it's all culminating.
I'll say it. Denims is an evil fucking bitch. Jack, we were talking about this right before you came in. It's pointed out to her that Ethan's children could be traumatized by CPS coming in and questioning them about their parents abusing them.
Uh-huh.
And she says the children are 3 and 5, Jack. And she's, no, you don't get memories that young. So somebody said, actually, you do. Look it up. So she looks it up on stream, and she reads on stream that memories form starting when you're 4. And she's like, but they won't remember any of this. One of them's 5. That's well above the limit.
Yeah, the 5-year-old will almost certainly remember it. The 3-year-old, on average, 4 would be. You do have memories. You can form memories, I should say, when you're younger. But you also get what are called impressions.
Yes.
And those are what you're going to remember because they're emotional responses. This comes from a really, really, really incredible lack of understanding of childhood development.
Mean Robot, come back with your real name unless you've been banned with it, and then we'll talk.
At least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out
again, the burn the bridge with him is because he's mad that you won't defend him in people calling CPS against him for no reason. This is a man who's literally defended you every step of the way. When you came out and insulted your own audience, about how stupid and they're just dumb young kids that think fart jokes are funny. I'm paraphrasing. Ethan's the one like, hey, guys, come on. Because he was your cucky little friend at the time. And I don't think you need to defend your friends all the time. But in this case, I mean, there's literally no evidence of child abuse against Ethan.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's wrong for him to expect you to go, hey, Denims, stop being a cunt. You were talking about this publicly on your show. And you couldn't bring yourself to say that. I think Ethan's got a right to be upset with you.
I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he's harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things eventually.
I'm sorry. I just need to back up. Did you say maybe if he stops harassing other creators? Jack, do you remember what I just said?
Yeah, I think so.
These creators have defended people calling CPS on him. How dare you? How dare you harass them? Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, man.
fucking bastard defended himself. How dare he? He's supposed to sit there and take it like a good little thank you, Big Dro. I don't hate anybody except for them crazy sheep shagging Scotsmen that are opioided. Those sheeps are mine. Well, yeah, they're your sheeps, but those rapey opioid Scotsmen really think they're sexy. They just want to date your sheep, dude. And it's not just them, like the regular what's the polite way of saying the invader crowd? The immigrants will want to court your sheep as well. So you're trying to defend them on two fronts, dude. That's very, very rough. Heroin addicts and opioids, or a bunch of horny foreigners. You decide.
Silver, thank you so much for becoming a member for month number 22. Hey, chat, Monk and Jack. Hello, sir. Hope you're well.
Hi.
Eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this. It's stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used.
He just said he didn't like it because the guy's an anti-Semite and he's out of his weight class. What was wrong with that?
He didn't like it. Thought it was mean, so he's gotta point it out. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in, and one of those.
Yeah, if you see any big creators, understand that there is a group of them all together, Jack. They pump each other up, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you think anybody's like made it on their own, the majority of people have been hobnobbing. Yeah. Cryptic, thank you. Good to see you back again. Monkey's back. Call a friend. There you go.
It's true. Like, share, subscribe.
Circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that. Like I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now my former editor.
It's funny to me that he brings that up and Ethan reading that, because a lot of your fans feel that same way about you, Ian, about how they used to like you, but you've changed and you've become such a little cuck boy. But, whatever.
Of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz's former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that.
Here's another little known fact for you. Most of what you see your favorite creators react to, somebody sent them.
Yeah.
Because they don't have all day to be just scrolling Twitter, and it's a lot easier when 100 different people are looking at Twitter and see something they think will be interesting to you than it is to just do it all yourself.
Oh yeah, we get clips all the time from people.
I know. I mean, this is fucking insane. All right.
That would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why?
They should be sending you things for your show that they think you might be interested in. Who is Cryptic? Thank you. Who is this pasty dude? This is iDubbbz, or what's left of him. Just saying.
So sometimes our best content is stuff that makes us mad.
Yes. Frosted sends you stuff to bring to me that he knows is going to piss me off. And you know what? It's excellent content every time.
Yeah, it's usually really funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, like we get drama stuff. Fuki sends us stuff all the time that is either hilarious or aggravating or both.
And for the record, I understand people who watched Ethan for a long time who don't like him. I used to watch Ethan and like him. And then he went on his leftist bent, and I realized the guy's just retarded.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong in this case. Hassan is exactly what he pretends Sam Hyde to be, a Nazi.
Is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place? If you
See, there's the real problem, Jack. It's not that somebody's saying this about Ethan. It's that somebody showed Ethan, and the real question is, who is that guy?
Who showed him? Who showed him our mean crap?
Well, Jesus Christ, bro.
That's
you do a little bit of
really dumb. I'd like to shoot the messenger now. That'd be super.
Right. Cryptic, thank you. I'd say he needs some soy sauce, but he has enough. That is true.
search, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account
hang on.
has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This
I think the people saying bad shit are the one burning bridges, but what do I know?
Okay, so Ethan sees what this one guy says. Somebody points it out to him. That's not what Ethan should pay attention to. What you should pay attention to is one random Reddit user saying that the guy who pointed it out scraped his history so that he could mess with Ethan. What?
I don't know, dude.
This is what I was talking about. This is the final nail in the coffin of Content Cop. The first nail was when this pussy ass motherfucker took down a whole bunch of them that were funny because I might have hurt somebody's feelings.
Oh no. Somebody's Fifi's got hurt.
I was mean to people, and my wife doesn't like it when I'm mean to people. She used the big peg.
is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So yes, I am willing to.
He shouldn't be critical of me. He should be critical of the guy who's pointing out people saying mean shit about him.
It hurts my feelings when people are mean to me.
Bro, you're doing a whole hour-ass video about this man. And just to reiterate, you've talked about him recently on your other show with that dirty OnlyFans whore you married.
Admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Ela on Twitter. But
there's got to be a but, because Hassan wants that but. Gotta have.
But wait, there's more,
right? You can't just leave it at the guy. What the guy said was fucked up. Or how about I don't think what he said was fucked up? That would be acceptable too. Anyway, but there's a good reason for why I didn't call that out.
Ethan and Ela are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
Calling Hassan a terrorist supporter is not the same as calling Hila a cunt.
Yeah, not even close.
That douchebag had a former Houthi on his show. The guy's not a Houthi anymore, Jack. He's dead.
Yeah, no loss.
No, he was a terrorist. Fuck him. That's what happens. Actually, I don't know that he's dead or not, but I haven't heard anything about his little bitch ass since Trump went beast mode on him.
Right? At minimum, he's a dead pirate. So I don't really give a fuck about pirates or terrorists. So he's dead. He's dead. Fuck that Luffy loving piece of shit.
Calling Hassan a terrorist supporter is just accurate.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to the two podcasts.
All right. I don't know that the CEO of Twitch is a pedophile. I do think that if people looked into him, that they'd find some stuff that would make him have to go away. Not about kids, just because of who he is. Anyway.
Streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and IDub's feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away.
You know what he didn't say there, Jack? He didn't say, I didn't see that on my feed. He said, how do you know I don't only look at this tab or that tab, or that I read it and thought, this is bad? Well, I know that part. Well, at least I know you didn't think it was bad enough to comment on it, because you didn't. Not once in there does he go, I didn't see that. Or nor does he even say, I thought that was really horrible. Instead, it's like, I could have thought that. Now, a little bit earlier, he did say what the guy said was a little fucked up. But he doesn't say it here when you get to hear what the guy actually wrote. Called her a baby killer, dude.
Yeah, there's no evidence she killed any babies.
She was a female in the IDF. She probably wasn't anywhere near where there was any killing.
Yeah, she may have been near some babies, but I don't know, like babysitting or something like that.
I just, you don't have to apologize for your friends. And no, you do not have to call out every time you see something like that. But when it's brought to your attention and your answer is, you don't know that I saw that, you're telling me you saw it and you were too bitch to say anything.
Yeah, you're kind of telling on yourself then.
Because me and Jack, I would consider us good friends. You said some shit like that on Twitter, I would absolutely call your ass out right there.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Sometimes I need called out. It's the way things are.
Ask Irate Bear. I made 2 videos about him, and it wasn't even that deep.
Yeah, true.
I just thought he was wrong. So, like, you're wrong. Okay, I just got a donation from Kamala's HPV tumor. Thank you for the donation. For some reason, StreamYards is not loading for me, or Streamlabs. So thank you for the donation. And when that is done, I will, when it finally catches up, I'll read it.
Because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan.
Wait. You guys have like actually met and talked on the phone and stuff. That's not parasocial. That's a relationship. Those are not the same thing.
Sorry, Monkey. He learned a new word and he wants to use it.
Parasocial has become the leftist talking point. Thank you again, Destiny, you motherfucker. Anything that guy says becomes a lefty talking point. Whatever terminology he uses, suddenly like, it's all parasocial. It's all stochastic terrorism. Kamala's vaginal HP. Sorry, let me get this real fast. Kamala's vaginal HPV tumor. Thank you so much. Yay, get to catch you live. To drop the bit for a moment, work has been crazy. Well, it's nice to see you, my friend, and I hope it settles down for you.
Yeah, I'm glad you could catch us, and I'm glad we're on a decent time.
Destiny has a tiny brain. Destiny has a tiny everything. He's a midget.
You little man.
By the way,
like a homunculus.
Oh, I gotta show you this.
Yeah,
So I was watching.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was watching videos earlier today, as you know, getting ready for the show and stuff. And I came across, where is it? I can't find it, but it's a video about Destiny on another show. This one, okay. It's from Warren Smith. He was that teacher that called the guy out, the one student out over J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Remember? And
yeah, he lost his job.
Yes. Well, he was doing Destiny went on this, I don't know what it is exactly, but he ends up having debates with people there. Look at how he is dressed.
Yeah, so annoying.
It's like he's a hipster of a hipster.
No, he's a lesbian trying to mimic a hipster.
What the? I saw them like, what the fuck are you wearing, bro?
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to bring that up. I saw that and it just like.
Now it's
Goodwill
because
the
his
only
social network, monkey.
Is Goodwill the only place you have to shop, homie?
Oh, I bet those clothes cost him a couple $100. Like he went to like an American Eagle or something on a special sale.
All right, back to this. Oh,
no,
go ahead.
hang on, real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. It's really unfortunate that Islam, Christianity, and Judaism have been fighting each other for centuries. Hindus, on the other hand, never had any beef. That is both funny and accurate.
Thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me.
I think that's accurate. Yeah. Ah, monkey left. His mic's not working again. I love thrifting. Yeah, thrifting can be a lot of fun, but I mean, sometimes you can't just buy the cheapest thing on the rack there. And you can buy some nice stuff at like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army. But a lot of people don't.
Microphone. Can you hear me?
I figured it was your microphone, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello. You can see my microphone's going. He needs a new microphone. So, what's going on? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
You're back again.
Oh.
Hello. Hi. Monkey's back. Back again. Oh, let's see. He's going to play with settings now. He needs better internet? Yeah, he does. I think he's getting angry.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my mic disconnected, and so I reconnected it, and then it changed my speaker input for some reason.
I'm telling you, StreamYards is doing some messed up shit on the back end.
No, this was the system itself. I had to go in and change my system settings.
Wow.
Yeah, so no fucking idea. And it ruined a perfectly good joke. Oh, I hate when that happens.
Oh, you sound like a dumb boomer.
Probably am.
Just watch the vid on YouTube. You're dumb AF, lol, no commas. Well, you're bad at grammar, so I guess we all have flaws.
If I was a dumb boomer, I wouldn't have been able to get back. Anyway.
You would be able to figure out how to open your Gmail.
He said Hassan is the kind of person who watches himself have sex, and I was going to say hard to watch yourself have sex with your face in a pillow. I didn't get to say that, and now I feel robbed. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thomas said, hey, Jack, make Monkey sing the birthday song. Whose birthday is it? Is it yours?
I like singing birthday songs. Speaking of which, if we make it to midnight, we have a very special birthday song to sing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're all special birthday songs, but there's a very special birthday song.
Is it Corky's
Tomorrow is Miss Nuts' birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. My son is turning 3
Alistair.
in the morning. Alistair, this is for you. Let Alistair listen to this and then nothing else. Especially not the pillow joke from a moment ago.
Yeah.
Alistair, for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday
to you.
to you.
Happy birthday,
Happy
dear
birthday,
Alistair.
dear Alistair.
Happy birthday to you.
you.
Happy birthday, little man. Hope you have a great one. I really, really do.
Indeed.
Spoil that child. All right. And now tell him to go away because it's about to get nasty in here.
Me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm. Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want.
You realize you can call out your friends and still be friends with them, right?
Yeah. Apparently that's not how things work in the upper echelons of the YouTubosphere.
If your friend says or does something stupid, you can go, dude, that's stupid. And then still be friends.
Oh, no. See, these guys all think they are real celebrities, like movie stars and stuff, so they got to have the same pettiness that goes along with that. Also, this guy's receding hairline offends me because it makes his forehead look like it's growing.
That's not a receding hairline. That is how his head has always been.
Oh, really?
He's Timmy from South Park. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Way to give Rachel McAdams a run for her money.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think I get what you're saying about, the YouTube crowd and all that, but it's very leftist thinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And more on the right, because there's a lot of the right where, like, how dare you disagree? We saw this with a lot of Trumpers during the election.
Yeah. The DeSantis people.
Yeah.
Now we've got a lot of the people that are blaming the Jews for everything.
If there's any disagreement, you're just, I can't even speak to you anymore, which I guess.
Whatever.
Want to throw someone away because they've had some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
Because they've had some hard moments. He's not asking you to throw him away. He's asking you to call out the guy for the shit he's saying about his wife as his friend.
And here's iDubbbz throwing away his friendship with Ethan Klein because he disagrees with them. How hypocritical.
This whole thing is just so bad. The pause game. I know. Isn't that great? That's a face I never want to see from Ethan.
Yeah. Oh my God.
His Tourette's just hit his wiener, and now it's shaking uncontrollably.
Ew.
Yeah, for the record, iDubbbz, if you happen to see this, I don't apologize for my bad jokes. So get over it. Have a cow. Go lactate somewhere. You'll be fine.
Suck it up, bitch.
Can't make fun of Tourette's. I'm crippled. I can do what I want.
Fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they
No,
that is not at all what he just said.
No. I'm glad you caught that too, because no, Ethan didn't say anything about you just following the guy. He said you wouldn't stand up.
Yeah, he said you were too much of a cowardly bitch to stand up and say this is wrong.
Yeah. And you had to change that to I'm following the guy.
Yeah. Wow. Ethan looks like he's having like a stroke or something right there. He's lost weight in a
Look.
weird way. It makes him look sickly.
He's lost so much weight that it looks like the cancer kind of thing that happens.
Yeah. No, this looks like concentration camp levels.
I don't think we can say that about a Jew.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I keep forgetting he's Jewish. I just think of him as an asshole.
It looks like an internment camp. That we can say.
Yeah, it looks like he went to one of the fat boy camps in Germany under the 40s.
Okay, sorry. Let's move along.
They have mobilized such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah.
I feel like he was pretty articulate about it. Creators are jumping in and making it seem like he's the problem when, again, Jack, we're talking about how this has escalated to his children being attacked.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think he just sounds like a crazy guy spouting conspiracy theory.
I don't even know what he's talking about here.
People are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the number.
Nobody gaslit you when you apologized. They said you were fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They said
you
you had
can
nothing.
Apologize for being stupid, though. I'll take that.
They said you had no reason to apologize because you were telling jokes.
Number one type of harassment I got was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I probably done and stood.
He thought this was really important.
And taking my newfound woke ideology.
It's really disappointing to see you continue to perpetuate something stereotypes of woodland squirrels. Especially after seeing your apology. I thought you would have learned something.
I probably done and
they're making fun of you for being, that wasn't gaslighting, that was making fun of you for being a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, lefties, I know you guys hear terms and you're like, oh, that sounds insulting or that sounds deep. Stop using the terms until you've learned what they mean. Please.
Good luck with that one.
Stood by iDubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
So you're okay with it?
No, I hear what he's saying. And that should never be a thing. Like, hey, we're friends, so you can't insult me. But he's not talking about like you and he's talking about you being unwilling to say somebody calling his wife a baby murderer is wrong.
Yeah. I don't think Ethan's out of line here. I really don't, because personal attacks against his wife and calling CPS on his kids is pretty fucking disgusting when you don't have any actual evidence of anything.
I don't mind even somebody wanting. I've criticized Gila. I've said horrible things about Gila, but they were all true.
Yeah.
I've never called her a baby killer because I have no evidence of her killing any babies. What does it say? Deported Maryland man. Thank you so very much. Hey, can I get some of my essays and take care of that Frogan guy for you? No. Leave Frogan alone.
Leave Frogan alone.
Ranting Monkey content cop out. I almost named this content cop out, and I'm not sure how that'll play out in the title. Thought calling it trash was much easier. But Ethan bringing up that he stood by you while everybody was being shit to you on the internet, in relation to you not standing by him as people are being shit on the internet to him, is not him just like, you got to help your bros all the time. And all relationships are transactional. This is so fucking retarded. It makes it seem like it's transactional. Okay, so if Ethan beat the fuck out of your wife, you'd be like, hey, we're friends, and I don't want it to seem transactional. So beating my wife, that's cool. That's cool, man. We all have breaking points with our relationships, no matter what, or you should. That's the healthy way to be, is to have breaking point. This is my boundary. Didn't they teach you about this in that therapy your wife made you go to?
Maybe we have to simplify it for him. This is sort of like when they said, hey, this is my no-no square.
Yes. Ah, fuck, man. Anyway.
But I'll say this: I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine, and certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. Like, I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and
we'll let him continue, but that's how you start. I know that's not empathy. That's not empathy. I know this is happening to you isn't empathy. That's noticing. Jack, I've noticed Gaza has been bombed to shit. You know how much empathy I have for it?
0.
essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and denims. As much as
I like how your avatar is right on that, like it's you.
Again, him saying, this is his boundary, man. How come you didn't share any of those texts? Let's see them. Let's see how empathetic you were. You don't even have to share the side that Ethan said. Just show us what you said. Yeah. It's okay to share what you said to somebody. Let's see how empathetic you were.
You don't want halfway friends. I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone.
And you know what? That's fair, you little fruit fly. That is your boundary. The only one who's allowed to tell you what to do is your wife, and that's cool, man.
Maybe her boyfriend.
Who's going to give
her boyfriend does not talk to him. He's not allowed to look her boyfriend in the eye, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something when this is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like.
You know what? I just want to point this out. Ethan has talked about, Ian iDubbbz has talked about this stuff publicly. It'd be one thing if he'd said nothing about it at all, but having jumped in there and then Ethan being like, bro, you didn't call this shit out. I don't think that's out of the question. If he'd said nothing and just out of nowhere, Ethan's like, how come you didn't say nothing about this? That would be a little too far. Like maybe he actually didn't see it, or maybe he didn't want to get involved. But when you've already involved yourself, get fucked, man. Stop acting like you were just sitting on the couch and suddenly Ethan came up and went, why you let your friends be mean to me? You spoke out on this shit without calling out people like Denims who tried justifying the harassment of children. Jesus Christ, bro. My bros are coming out. That's how annoyed I am at this shit. Bruh.
Like that, I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and
how much interaction do you have to have with them for when their shit pops up in your timeline for you to go, bro, that was fucked up?
Apparently you have to at least have done it for 10 years together, 3 days a week.
3 days a week, yeah.
And Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to...
Uncharitable and nasty. He's a douche to him. Just say it. It's okay. You can't even bring yourself to say that. It's uncharitable. What a pussy.
To just like disappear. That guy is
I'm sorry. Was that uncharitable?
No.
piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything.
And
like
I was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's
Why do you
disgusting.
forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn
Never.
of Satan?
It's disgusting.
And I
Piece
mean,
of shit of a human.
it's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know,
There are no good guys in this story. I just want to reiterate that. Everybody involved in this is shit. Except for the children. I don't know them, Jack.
it's really something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
It's just incredible.
I don't know if that's an identical situation, but sure. I will concede that Ethan and Hila are douchebags.
That they're hypocritical douchebags? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's finally got a point that, yeah, I'll give him that. Wait, why did my YouTube chat just disappear?
I don't know. Did you anger them?
I don't know. Susan's not
Oh, hi,
around
Fred.
anymore, so it can't be that. Okay, it came back.
I still see them. Hi, chat. You guys doing okay over there?
It made me reload it for some fucking reason.
Oh, I don't know. I think they took a vote and they're like, we're out.
All right.
Well, who ends up being the good guys in this story? You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because
I know who
trying
the
to like
good
paint
guys are
them.
in this story. It's me and you, Monkey.
True.
We're the good guys.
Is in this story, you know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
Again, though, you weren't keeping to yourself. You brought this shit up.
Yeah, and
I saw a clip of them talking about this on their show. God, it's got to be more than a week ago. So stop pretending. Did they have a whole segment on their show when they were talking about that tweet? Did that come up? What do you think of 4chan getting hacked? I know nothing about it.
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position.
You're probably right.
It would make sense. Oh, we got hacked.
Themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him, and you don't have to say anything. But like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you. Like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit. Okay, Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because
And that is a fair point for Ian to bring up here. Because Ethan is just making, hey, it was your friend. He put you in a bad situation. Maybe she did say something. I don't know if she did or not, Jack. But based on what Ethan said there, it doesn't sound like she did. And he's giving, this has been a problem with Ethan for a long, long time. The guy's a fucking hypocrite.
Oh, yeah.
This is the guy who became famous for suing because he believes in free speech. And then he goes to Susan Wojcicki and is like, could you make them stop being mean to me?
Yep.
So you're not going to have to convince me that he's a hypocrite because we know.
Because then you'll just see me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing.
Well, he was pointing out that it was her friend who made that tweet about Trisha Paytas's baby being Satan, and that person put her in a bad place to where she should call that out. That's why he said it.
Everybody here is just fucking obnoxious.
They're bad people, man.
They're all bad people.
Yeah, because they're all lefties. And lefties are bad people.
Fucking commies.
Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
You are spineless, prick. You and your wife. Because again, you two talked about this and you didn't disavow any of those people because you're cowards. That's why.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mr. I'm so sorry for all the mean shit I ever said. I might have made people feel bad. And you didn't point any of this shit out on your stream you did with your ugly little wife. Sorry, I shouldn't call her ugly. I don't have to fuck her, so no, she ugly. With your ugly little whore wife.
It could be uglier. I don't know. Hi, Tim. Snooch makes kind of a good point here. He says, I don't believe any of these people are actually friends. These people turn on each other on a dime. These are Hollywood friends. They're friends when it's convenient and they can get something out of it. I don't think they know what real friendship is. All of them. I really don't think they do.
These are networking friends. They're people who use each other to try to get each other's audiences to help themselves. They're not actual friends.
Yeah, because friends won't be doing this shit.
And you see this in a lot of the online spaces where these people turn on each other. I was just watching a video about I Am Alex earlier today. Willie Mack's video from, I didn't even realize he had a new one out. It was from like 2 weeks ago now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I Am Alex had to leave the internet because he's a douchebag, and video and audio came out of him being absolutely horrible to his girlfriend, where he admits things like kicking her and punching her. He denies it now, even though it's in text where he says that, yeah, he did it. It's really fucked up. But I was thinking about how many of the commentary community have come and gone over the years.
Oh, it's a lot.
They all put it up with each other's bad crap until it's that person's time to be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they all jump on him.
Oh, there are so many sacrificials out there. But a lot of them are doing the same shit, but they haven't been caught yet.
They have transactional friendships. I would say it's more business partnerships, because all relationships are transactional. There's something that person's going to do that'll make you be like that. No, it's too far. And that's a good thing. I get the point that you're making with that, but I wouldn't even say they're actual friendships. They're using each other. Yeah.
Yeah. These are associates. They're not friends. Friends will help you move. A real friend will.
And not just for a TikTok video.
Yeah. Like these people are all just doing this to further their own careers and something they gain out of it. They're not giving anything. They're just taking. And they all think they're the only ones taking.
Lindsay points out Bo Blacks has had a reckoning in the commentary community. It's amazing how many of them have. How many have come and gone over the years. They got to be really big people, and then their turn came for the dirty laundry.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them got there by stepping on other people and destroying others. So
yep.
My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
I mean, yeah, I can see how that'd be uncomfortable, Jack. But their show, these are Ethan's employees, but they're also part of the show. It's not like they're a silent sound engineer, right? They put all of them on camera. And that's your face associated with it. That's your voice associated with it. And if you do think it's fucked up, you absolutely should call it out.
Yeah, but there's also the fear of getting fired.
Oh yeah, and our other good friends,
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing.
Sorry, how many times has Lebanon attacked Israel and lost?
She's Irish and Lebanese. I bet you she was born in America.
Yeah, that'd make her American.
Yeah, and she has Irish heritage and Lebanese heritage. Is she familiar with Hezbollah? I don't know what point he thought this would. Look, she has Irish ancestry, so she understands the shit coming out of Israel.
Well, she understands post-traumatic slavery syndrome. Remember? Because that could be passed down, and the Irish were slaves for a while.
What a dumb fucking point. Hila saying, hey, you're friends with people who would hate you if you defended me. And he's like, she's Irish and Lebanese.
So she has a natural hatred toward Israel. That's what he's saying. Like, they've been attacked by the IDF. Yeah, the Lebanon has attacked the Israelis many, many times.
Yeah,
so
they just had to back down recently.
Yeah, that's a nothing point, dude. She has a family history of terrorism and slavery and oppression. Oh, good job, buddy. Wait, that's a great point to make. Real quick though, thank you, Keldrig. I hate every single person involved in this story.
Me too.
I do too.
Yep.
They're all scumbags, and this guy's a whiny little bitch who looks like a lazy Bill Burr knockoff.
Why do you think iDubbbz resurrected Content Cop? Money, irrelevance. I think he knew that Content Cop would bring a lot of views because so many people were fans of it, and I think because Ethan made a content nuke, which is a play on Content Cop, he decided to dust this off. And he thought this was going to bring the whole internet to him going, oh, wow, he makes so many good points.
And so what you're telling me is the reboot sucks?
I think it was it Sean who said it? Actual Justice Warrior. He said all reboots eventually get woke.
He's right.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not going to fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
Wait. All they're asking you to do is say that the guy who called Ethan a baby murdering cunt is wrong for doing so. You've already called it disgusting language earlier. And now you're like, no, I'm not going to defend you.
So what he's saying is he can't be seen defending a Jew.
Yeah, because his wife is Lebanese and Irish.
Yeah. Does she go to Harvard or Princeton?
Oh, fuck, man. It's just such a weird thing to say right there because all you got to do is say, look, I'm not getting involved in all of this, but yeah, what was said was fucked up. There you go. The end. What was said was fucked up. Denham's talking about how your kids, it's no big deal that CPS was called on them for no fucking reason. Her saying that it's her justifying that shit, that was wrong. Why is that hard for you to do? Why are you saying, no, I won't defend you? So, all right. I mean, you didn't have to make any of this. You could have just shut the fuck up. Said nothing, but you brought attention to, you specifically named this Content Cop knowing it'll get the most views you can possibly get. Just to say, hell no, fuck your kids and your wife. That's a good friend right there, Jack.
Yeah, let me clout chase while I'm telling you to fuck off. Sad.
And I don't think he has to do this. He doesn't have to defend Ethan and Gila. If he was a good friend, he would. But you don't have to. But you could have kept your fucking mouth shut.
Do you think his wife put him up to this?
His wife absolutely put him up to this. Because all of the people in that opening thing there, they're not friends with iDubbbz. They're friends with her. Those are her friends.
Oh, that makes sense now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not going to run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one.
He didn't say shit about you following them at all.
Fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
the problem.
Okay, if you want to hang.
And if that is something that Ethan had said, that would be a great point to bring up, because I follow tons of people I do not like. I often do it for clips to use on the show later, Jack.
Yeah, and comedy value.
Yeah, I follow a lot of people I do not like, and I have no parasocial relationship with or any other relationship. So yeah, that who you follow doesn't mean shit. But that's not what he said.
Hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you. Enjoy your
and that's another thing. You're in a room with them at the beginning of this fucking video, you shitbag. That's not just following them on Twitter. You did a little dance number with them. Why do you got to lie? Ethan is a shitbag enough person that you don't have to lie about the guy.
new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
Her dad,
Yeah.
which I'll show.
Friends with
Denims
Denim.
is actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service line.
On the screen, there's a asterisk that says over half of their current and former employees follow Denims. None of them have talked about following anybody.
Yeah.
Which I'll
And if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're saying what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person, like we think Ethan.
She's a good person who once offered $30,000 to have somebody killed on her stream.
What?
Oh, yeah. It was a joke, though, Jack. Yeah, she offered $30,000 to have Destiny killed, I believe it was. Good person.
Okay, that's the thing I didn't know.
Mighty Balzac, thank you. A friend will help you move house. A good friend will help you move a body. True.
Like I said, friends help you move.
A good friend would have bodied that person in the first place. Johnny Hellcat, thank you so much. I'm not going to get my history of Israel-Palestine from somebody possibly named Anissa McGilcuddy. There you go. Hey, look. Some of her ancestors might have lived in Lebanon, so she is totally up on all of that stuff.
She inherited it through the cloud.
Yes.
We had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person, like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly...
You think Ethan's a good person? I feel like that might have been lost in the video so far.
Yeah. Also, I would question your judgment if you think that.
Well, I mean, at least he's consistent, because she offered $30,000 to have somebody murdered, and Ethan was like, somebody should go bomb this place where there's a bunch of innocent people. So he's consistent in the douchebags he thinks are good people.
Yeah, there's that. He seems to associate with some real murderous people.
Possibly think that they're both good people at their core. People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention right now.
I think both of them are guilty of saying things they absolutely mean and then pretending they're jokes to try to get away with it.
Yeah.
You just don't get it, Monkey. Good people are hard to find, so sometimes you got to put out a paid advertisement to get one. Thank you so much, Taylor Lorenz. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Good one.
Appreciate the dono. Thank you.
Now one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah.
Did he put up Andrew Tate as one of his friends?
Oh, maybe.
Those are the two people he put up, Ethan and Tate.
That picture of Tate, I can't believe that's real. So chinless.
That chinless fucking retard. I can't believe people follow him. Like, he's manly.
Assassin said he could smell Ethan through the screen, to which I have to respond that's the Teddy Freshness.
That's the Teddy Fresh feeling.
But there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not going to make...
Look, it's even perfectly okay to be like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I'm friends with both of you. But you've even said, or at least hinted, that you thought what the guy said was over the line and that what she has said is over the line. Why can't you just say that? I would say that to my friends because I'm not a bitch.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to lose their internet friendships.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Massive Dynamics made a great point a second ago. He said that this is what Medicare warned us about. Internet friends. You're not real friends.
No.
You're just assholes that are trying to mooch off each other.
I think that Medicare's whole internet friends thing is fucking retarded. I have real friends that I've made on the internet, and just because you haven't seen somebody in real life doesn't mean you can't be real friends.
Yeah, but I think these are the kind of friends he was talking about.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's applicable to this, but he was talking about any friends because the guy doesn't know how to have friends.
I think he does, but it's hard to have them on your level when you're a god.
Fair. That was a whole thing that everybody latched onto. And no, you can have real friends, but these content creators who are using each other for clout, that's not a friendship.
No, and unfortunately, that's something we see a lot of on the internet is this sort of shit, and then they milk it for drama. I hate all of these people, man. I hate them all so much.
Me too.
Make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my best friend who's deep throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody. And, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well, then.
Well, she's saying she doesn't care about him at all. And he's like, then you wouldn't have a problem calling it out. That's not being coercive and shitty. That's pointing out there's no reason not to. And again,
I think Ethan made the mistake of thinking they're better friends than they were.
Yes, because Ethan is desperate for friends right now because all of the friends he's made, and iDubbbz, pay attention. All of the friends that he's made recently, these leftist shitbags, because he stood up for people like Frogan, he stood up for people like Denims before, and all of them have abandoned him now because Hassan told them to. And he's desperate for friendship. And he's flailing. There's nobody in that circle because they hate Jews who are standing up for him.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to find out how all your friends are stabbing you in the back.
Yeah.
Like that realization must be really difficult for somebody. to come to the, you're awakening to the fact that the people you thought were your friends that you liked and trusted are all fair weather friends, and they're going to just abandon you at the first sign of trouble.
Snubbers,
That's really sad.
Thank you, Snubbers. I hate Ethan, but calling terrorist supporters good people, woo lad. Yeah, I mean, Ian here is not the greatest judge of character, obviously.
Well,
then you should have no
maybe his girlfriend is the poor judge of character, and he's just a bitch going along with it.
He really is. He reminds me so much of one of my uncles, man. This henpecked motherfucker. Anyway.
problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately...
Yeah, when you throw in that English, does anybody ever imagine Ethan talking in a posh accent?
No.
I'd be more willing to believe somebody saying this kind of way is the way he sounds. That's more Ethan's style.
They went to comment everywhere, like on our
Ethan's more
subreddit.
of
She immediately had
the incompetent henchman type.
Yeah.
to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
but that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our...
Oh my fucking God, this Dane from their stupid podcast.
Or co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means...
Well, your silence could mean anything. Silence is violence.
Silence is violence. Keep that in mind, rape victims. Circus Zero, thank you. Everything is so damn hypocritical when you remember the whole Froggy Fresh shit. Yeah, the Froggy Fresh shit, he got kicked out of Creator Clash for being friends with Sam Hyde. But Ian here would never do something like that.
Means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think...
Am I the only one who thinks his eagle tattoo looks like he's wearing a lacy bra?
It kind of does, yeah. now that you mention it. Why does he have an eagle on his chest? It's not a Roman eagle, is it?
No, it's just an eagle.
Oh.
Because when you're a skinny little bitch like this, you get tattoos so people think you're hard. That's all. Yeah.
Well, they're not good tattoos from what I've seen, so he just looks like a bitch. Real quick, thank you, Circus Zero, who says, "Hi, Jack. Hi, Cirque. How you doing?"
The eagle looks fine. The other ones look like they let children draw him, but he is so pasty and white and pathetic that it looks like he's trying too hard to come off as hard.
Yeah, you got to have a good tattoo artist with cool tattoos so that you look tough and not like a bitch. It can be done. It's just he's doing it poorly. He looks white trash.
Look, with his build and everything, he should just get the tribal bands and call it good. Because that's about what he can pull off. That's all.
Yeah, maybe
we need to do it right
Ed
now.
Hardy t-shirt or two.
But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and
he did bring it up on his podcast though.
Oh,
just saying.
Also, if you write about me on your Instagram story, I will never see it because I don't give a shit about Instagram.
In that, did he actually use his name?
It out. And then maybe we can find a moment in approach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your.
Fuck you, you piece of shit, and fuck my friends too, who I have stood by all these years and who now can't find their spine. I mean, I guess that does relate directly to what Ethan said, but he doesn't call him out by name here.
You know, he's awfully close to making a hand gesture that would get him canceled.
I like how bitchy he is about this, where he's looking down the whole time.
Yeah, because he's very upset about it.
Story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice.
Well,
I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week.
I cannot believe the nerve of Ian to post that chicken meme and then do therapy talk about piling on disgusting, disingenuous piece of shit type behavior. Your response to someone you're associated with saying a friend of yours killed his dog and neglected his kids, which leads to a CPS call, is that you don't want to be involved with drama. What kind? You're such a whiny bitch. You brigaded me. You got comments on a YouTube video. Shut up, bitch.
Because I prefer to not to do.
Go ahead.
Like, the interaction's good for you, though. I mean, people leaving comments, even calling you a bitch. Those still count as interaction for the algorithm. So they're helping you. You bitch. This guy's a bitch. I don't like this dude.
Oh, me neither. He's turned into such a little bitch.
Instead, talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
I really do hate the Ethan. I support them. You don't have to support them either to say, hey, what you just said was fucked up.
Yeah, I don't agree with what was said or something.
Yeah, that part comes off so egotistical. You better support me.
Well, these people all have huge egos, though.
Is that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression.
Did you miss the rest of it where she was saying that her girl abandoned her? So go fuck yourself. He's so disingenuous in this.
I think it hurt his feelings a little bit because he was trying to play both sides and it didn't work. And now they were mean to him, so his feelings got hurt.
Also, didn't Denims defend Keffels? Yes, she did. She came out when Mudahar made his video, and she said she wasn't going to watch the video, and then talked about how transphobic the video was. The video she said she didn't watch, all based on the artwork that had nothing to do with transphobia at all. Yeah, Denims is a horrible person. She is a horrible, horrible person.
Well,
and she looks like she smells like she needs to wash downstairs.
Yeah, she kind of did.
That you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what.
That's it. It's not go fuck yourself might be a little nasty, but if you think that is nasty, you really got to come watch this show more. Seriously, because fuck. You didn't defend me. That's nasty. You're such a weak little bitch.
What you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens and you're perpetuating it.
You fucking
I don't support your kids having CPS called them, but you're perpetuating it. Look, you were just whining about being brigaded because people said stuff in your comments. That is 100% different than what Ethan and Hila are going through right now. Once you take it in the real world, it's different. And you know that, you little bitch.
Propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people.
Dan Clancy, the guy who runs Twitch, Jack.
That's who that is.
Yeah, and you can't expect. Is Dan Clancy the one responding? And the reason that he called him an anti-Semite and a terrorist supporter, is that Clancy keeps letting people get away with saying really horrible shit on Twitch that if it was said about any other group except Jews, you would be gone from the platform forever. Ask Destiny. He dared to question trans shit, and he's not allowed there anymore.
Yeah, but Hassan is like their precious little baby over there.
Yep. They had a birthday party for him. At the Twitch offices, they had a birthday party for Hassan, the terrorist supporter.
Had a literal terrorist on his show.
Yep.
Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of.
So what you're telling me right now is that you are purposefully keeping this going.
Speaking of which, how long is this fucking video? We're not even halfway through this mess?
No. Don't worry. We could probably jump ahead.
No, look, if it's worth mocking, I'm down, but I don't know how much more ground he could cover.
Well, this is the problem with it. In most of his content cops, he actually brings up things that people have done, and he has just been on the same thing for the last 20 minutes. And there's nothing new to it. There's nowhere where he's bringing up what'd we give him? Say he had 2 good points, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And he quickly brushed past those. He's like, shit, that's a good point. I need to move on. It is so anti-content cop. If you used to watch the old ones, he would just go in and hammer him on the shit that they actually did. And he is just really, really upset that Ethan has insulted him. And again, he's saying, you're perpetuating this by talking about it. But don't pay attention to me talking about it now. You hypocritical piece of shit. And this is the problem with this whole group. They're all such fucking hypocrites about this stuff. Every one of them will be like, you shouldn't be doing that, while in the middle of doing it.
Kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long.
Oh my God, his tick has moved to his nose. Elon Musk, you guys have been doing stuff with that brain chip stuff. Can't you find a way to fix this guy? I mean, it used to be his eyes, and then it became his hand, and now it's his fucking nose. It's like Ricado's coked up 9-year-olds on my screen.
As long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm a good friend. Go fuck yourself. Snubber, thank you. Not to mention, this is Troll's Remorse Content Cop. He can't unring that bell. It's like he's trying to rebrand it. I mean, like I said, I think it was Sean who said it. I mean, it really is like this is the new Snow White, right? I mean, there's nothing fun or entertaining about what we're watching. Content Cop was always entertaining. This just isn't. Because he's
woke nonsense.
Yeah. Because you're a wokey little bitch and whatever.
I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible.
Isn't that what this dude's doing? Dumping his purse out all over the place?
How the fuck did you not just die of irony?
Yeah.
It's so obvious that it's just your dumping ground. Really? Okay.
Horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say, like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do.
Did you catch it? There's the start of where you can tell this guy's spent way too much time in therapy.
Yeah.
There was a way to say this where I'm hurt by this. I'm hurt by it. Fuck you.
My feelings.
The extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for.
See?
Yeah, this is absolutely therapy talk right here. I
was listening to this as I was doing something else and I actually had to stop and go back. I was laughing so hard at this shit. Oh, hang on. I didn't mean to interrupt us there. Let's get all of his I feel statements out of the way real fast.
Attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you. And
real people don't say things like, I feel defensive.
Not unless they're institutionalized. This is institutional talk. So yeah, he's had some pretty intensive, probably couples therapy, I'm guessing.
Hey, Ian, do you think it's possible that Ethan feels insulted, that he feels defensive? You're such a fucking hypocrite. You're doing exactly what you're bitching about him doing. And I'm here for it because I love drama. But
there's a point. Real quick, thank you, Johnny Hellcat, who says, and I feel you should shut the fuck up.
Be a fucking man, dude.
I don't think that's gonna happen here.
I feel defensive. That is some straight up couples therapy bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't get angry with her. Tell her how you feel. Do you feel defensive? No man stands around going, I feel defensive right now.
No, that's some feminine.
That's bitch talk.
Yeah,
that is bitch talk.
That is absolutely shit you do in couples counseling.
Jesus.
Or just in therapy in general, like by a shitty therapist.
I hear you with that, but with especially that I feel defensive, that is some shit. That's conflict resolution in a relationship. Bullshit.
Yeah.
I totally feel defensive right now. Get fucked.
This makes me feel weird in my no-nos.
On the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
To stand up for racism. There was an accidental slip there.
Yeah.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much do you actually care? Isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that.
Is it really racism? You can call it anti-Semitic, but anti-Semitism isn't racism. So it's the reason we have another name for it. That says Hyman Lyman. Holy shit. My brain read that all wrong. Thank you so much, my friend. This is a sad reaction to H3's nuke on Hamas, Hassan, and butthurt over getting called out by being shit to H3. I'm not a fan of H3 at all, but these queefs make me like that fat fuck. Couldn't.
I haven't heard the word queef in ages. Nice.
I've heard it a lot lately because it's one of the names of your drugs in Schedule 1. They all get
nice.
named, and queef is one of them. So I couldn't super chat this one. That's okay. That's okay. I appreciate the donation. Thank you, my friend. All right.
Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies.
What analogy did they make? Dangerous, thank you. Why does iDubbbz look like a pedo dying of cancer? 2, did iDubbbz have any connection to CPS being called on Ethan? If so, he can shove his feels up his fucking ass. I don't know that. I don't think they know who is the one who got that ball rolling. Somebody made a video clip. I know that this is out there, highlighting Ethan's story and saying that it was child abuse. I don't remember where that started at. Is Fugi still here? Fugi, do you remember who started that shit? It wasn't iDubbbz, though. It wasn't him.
For something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something. And it's saying, fuck you. You guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad.
You can't. Your friends getting caught. Bad Empanada. That's who it was. Thank you, Fugi. It was Bad Empanada who did that shit. Did he take credit for actually calling CPS? Because I know he's the one that put up the video highlighting it. Anyway, these are your friends that you've said are good people, and you're about to call them good people again. And instead of making a video going, hey, what you guys are saying about them is fucked up. Stop it. Instead, you're like, hey, my friend, stop telling me I'm a bad friend. That's what you went with. I think Ethan might be right about you being a bad friend, homie.
Yeah. Nobody wants to admit they're the bad guy, though.
No.
Bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
Can we not actually compare it to civil rights?
I don't think they have that many analogies, man. They only know so much.
You should have played this part before you said the stuff about bad analogy, because that is a horrible fucking analogy.
Yeah.
White kids who stood up with black kids during civil rights had a good chance of being killed along with them. Ever seen Mississippi Burning? These people might lose some livelihood over this or have CPS called on their kids. So Ethan did take that a little far.
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're going to have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and...
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing, to bring it back to the song just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
And that is true. Hassan, people were giving him shit about not going to Gaza. And he's like, it's dangerous over there.
Yeah, dumbass.
They said they couldn't promise to protect me. He's such a little bitch.
He talks a mean game, though.
Very easy to talk a mean game when you're living in your mansion in LA instead of actually having to put anything on the line.
Yeah.
It's been performed exquisitely, harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like
pointing out that Hassan was too stupid to know that Gaza's dangerous is him now harassing Hassan. You transitioned into harassing another. What? Okay, so in Ian's world, if you criticize somebody at all, that's harassment. There's no other way to take that.
I don't understand this person. He seems to enjoy straw men quite a bit.
By that reasoning, you are right now harassing Ethan and Gila.
It's okay when he does it, though.
I don't know if he actually called, but yeah, he got the ball rolling on the CPS stuff. I think Denham's defended him. Yes, Denham's did. I got to go back and yeah. I don't know if Denham's defended him specifically. I know she did her dance around where she was defending, and whether or not she did it directly, I can't remember. But she definitely justified it.
Real quick. Thank you, RJ. Here's the North Carolina dad joke. Why did the NASCAR driver move to Charlotte?
I don't know.
He wanted to rev up his career. By the way, my birthday's on Mother's Day this year, which falls on May 11th. Well, definitely remind us, RJ, and we will sing you a song. And happy birthday in advance.
My little brother's birthday is often on Mother's Day because he was born on May 12th. So, that was mom's gift to herself.
Like people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denham's. Denham's is streaming this story about our kid getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry. I'll accept this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you?
There's nothing wrong. They didn't say that giving your unfiltered opinion is the problem. It's what her opinion is, you stupid motherfucker. I am right now giving my honest opinion on this. And you know what I've yet to do? Defend people sending CPS to terrorize children. It's amazing how I can do that, Jack. I'll take it from anybody but you, because you got, and look, H3 has done some really horrible shit. If you want to point to something that they've done, point to when Ethan doxed that poor motherfucker who had nothing to do with that whore. Oh shit, I forgot her name. It's not Anastasia.
Anicia?
Nope.
Onision?
Amaranth.
Oh, I'd get it eventually. There's only so many names in the dictionary.
Yeah, because they blasted a guy who had nothing to do with any of it. And Dan is sitting there going, I don't think we should be doing this shit. Dan was the only, and still let it happen. He should have cut the fucking feed. So if you have a point here, but not the point that you're making. Jesus Christ, man.
You expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denham's. Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a...
You should be a man, bitch.
Oh, be a man. Ooh, that's asking a lot here.
Feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can...
Jack, you remember back in the day when if your friend said something stupid, you'd be like, hey, that's stupid.
Yeah. It was a good magical time back in the day before you had to worry about everybody's fucking feelings.
Where did we
everybody wasn't a pussy back then.
I'll just let you be you. You can be you, but if you're being you and you're a shitbag, I'm going to tell you you're being a shitbag.
Yeah. Be like, dude, stop being a shitbag. You're being an asshole to these people.
Ethan.
At the end.
Ian, if you come across somebody raping a woman and it's one of your friends, you'd be like, oh, he's just doing his thing. He's just content creating. Or would you step in? And yes, I'm taking it to an extreme. But the point being, you don't let your friends be shitty. Why do you have shitty friends? You just told me that you would be blasting him over and over again if he wasn't your friend. And you've told me you think he's a good person. So which is it?
Because they're lefties, that's why monkey. The left always covers for each other. That they don't dare come out and disagree. So, I mean, they might think that somebody said something wrong, but they don't actually do anything about it because they're a bunch of bitches. These are a bunch of, like, emasculated men who don't even have the guts to be actual women.
Just for the love of God, just man up. If your friends
You're
are doing
asking
stupid,
a lot, dude. There's no manning up in this crowd. Look at them all. They're a bunch of fucking hypocrites and cowards.
You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not
not calling out Ethan for saying that somebody should go bomb a building with innocent people in it. That was just you letting them be adults. Interesting take.
Yeah, it's a bold stance there. Let's see how it works out.
comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
but
saying
that would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the fucking the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is
Ethan and Hila would care. Your friends? Do you only say things because you think people will care that you said it? I don't speak up because I even give a shit what other people think. It's because it's what I believe in and who I am.
Yeah, because it's the right thing to do.
Did you get to hear Sugar Tits and Bering's Katy Perry Space Song? I didn't hear the song. I watched most of their video, but I was so distracted that I'll have to watch it later.
It's me because I'm like, why did
that out?
Yeah, that was the video they put up. I like Bering videos. I love Bering and Tits videos. They're so fucking great. They're so good together. They work off each other well.
Did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes,
difficult and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
I just love that it's not my business. Here's an hour-long video about it. This is an hour and 6 minutes produced video with a song and dance number at the beginning.
Look, guys, I know a lot of you don't care for this crap. In the chat, seen some people say it's kind of boring or whatever. It's because this is the parts he kept in. Imagine what he cut out. I mean, he said the same thing for like 15 minutes, but he kept this in. Imagine what hit the cutting room floor.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get like we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a
tangent. She was a nice lady. She died about 10 years ago. Not what he was talking about. My bad.
You don't know what my principles are.
Well, he doesn't stand on any, so how would we know?
Well, you did just tell us your principle is I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you do. You clearly do.
People used to like this shit.
No, this is nothing like the old stuff was, man. You've never seen Content Cop before?
No. I didn't watch a whole lot of this stuff when I was first on YouTube. I mostly just watched like paranormal stuff and TV shows that were uploaded.
Oh, excuse me. In his Leafy Content Cop, he actually went out and put flyers all over town looking for Leafy's chin because he looks like Andrew Tate.
Oh, wow. I've never seen Leafy, but I never really liked Leafy either. So.
Oh, Leafy was annoying as shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. All this not.
Okay, again, Ethan didn't say shit about following anybody, but if you are following Frogan as a fan of Frogan, you are a shitty person.
Yeah.
Just you are.
Where did he get the, I'm sorry, did I miss this where he latched onto this idea of following someone? Because that seems to have come out of the ether.
It's him making it up because of Ethan saying that they weren't calling these people out. So that means if you follow them.
That's not, yeah, but I don't get the connection there. He's just fabricating this.
He he did, because Ethan was talking about friendships and he turned that into following on Twitter.
Does iDubbbz think that following someone makes you friends?
He seems to. We're gonna skip this part. Well, no, because part of it is important to the rest of the story.
Of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan. Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane
is horrible too. But see, this is a straw man. The left loves straw men. They can't actually define one properly or use the term properly, but they do love their straw men.
Yeah, they're really good at constructing something they can't understand what it is. It's amazing.
Comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here. Asmongold follows Frogan. No, Asmon. That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're gonna want to avoid these creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the.
Now he doesn't tell us who all of these creators are. He's got Frogan up there. He's got Denims and oh shit, what's his name? Oh fuck, I just lost his name.
This the frog guy?
No.
That's fucked up. We're gonna want to avoid these.
There we go. What is his name? Damn it. He's a little lefty piece of shit. He's like a knockoff H bomber guy.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And
wow.
He's a complete fucking moron. Oh. Somebody in chat, Noah Sampson. Thank you, Noah Sampson. If you've never watched Noah Sampson, the boy is a retard.
Creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa. I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be.
By the way, I'm blocked by iDubbbz. Apparently, what I needed to do was call Gila a cunt to still be friends with him.
Oh.
On the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye.
You know, there's something funny about him saying Hassan provides additional value. You started your video in Hassan's house. If anybody's missing the subtle hint here, the reason that he's doing this is to help Anissa, because there's a time limit on OnlyFans. There's a shelf date on it, like blue eggs, and she ain't bringing in the money she used to. So you got to start sucking up to Hassan.
To people collaborating with Hassan, because that's what he did. You got to be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and iDubbbz feed.
It's important.
And occasionally, Ethan talks shit to him or about what he said. He doesn't just follow him and endorse everything he says. Why did iDubbbz block you? I have no fucking idea. I don't even know when he did it.
Randomly too, so
I don't know if it was over my comments about this or if it was something I said to him in the past about what a cucky little bitch he is. I can't remember ever directing anything at him.
Well, some of these thin-skinned pussies get real mad when you call them a cuck and they act like a cuck, or they are a cuck.
I'm fairly certain I never called him a cuck, but there have been a few things over the years where I pointed out he's, what's the word? A hypocritical douche.
Oh, yeah.
In nicer words, of course. But he's a thin-skinned prick, so And I don't have Hassan's clout, so I can't get away with saying it.
I mostly get blocked when I call somebody retarded.
We pay attention to the two at the top right here. That is Ethan wearing makeup and his wife. Notice how much they look alike.
Wait, Ian or Ethan?
Ian, I'm sorry, Ian.
Oh, Ian.
iDubbbz. I'll just call him iDubbbz. Yeah, that's him and his wife right there.
Oh, why is he wearing makeup? Wait, never mind. I don't want to know.
They are both wearing a shit ton of makeup.
Yeah, no wonder they're friends with Hassan.
Remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how Ethan's feeling that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hassan but are still anti-Ethan, but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's
No, this is some comedian on YouTube I'd never heard of before, so I went and looked him up and watched a special he has on his channel, and it is amazing how noticeable the laugh track is.
Ooh, that's embarrassing.
It's literally the same laugh track the whole time. I mean, they don't even like switch up. They just cut, like, there's a longer laugh. They'll play the whole clip, but if it's supposed to be a shorter one, it's the same clip. They just cut it to a different portion of it.
Wow. So you get like Alibaba version of Ron Jeremy, and he can't even get like an AI laugh track.
Maybe it was an AI laugh track because it would make more sense than somebody actually doing that on purpose. Do I have that? Where was that at?
That's just sad.
Oh, and it was not funny at all. What's his name? Stavros Halkias.
That's a made up name, isn't it?
I have no idea. I just know he wasn't funny. And before anybody, you just don't like right or left wing comedians. I tell you all the time that left wingers can be funny. He's just not.
Yeah, there's lots of
no
good
coincidence
comedians.
Yeah.
that Ethan stays.
Well, I watched the beginning of his comedy special, and it was all about how he got fat during COVID.
That dude is old school fat. It's not because of COVID.
Silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hassan. It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bit.
Wait, what's that guy's name? I forget his name. He used to be on Road Rules, and now he's a comedian. The guy down here. That dude supports Hassan? That feels weird. Because isn't he like more right wing?
I don't know who he is. I don't know who any of these people are.
Theo Vaughn, that's his name.
Oh, Theo Vaughn? Yeah, isn't that like a men's rights guy?
I beat you, Eagle. I got it. Yeah. I isn't he like kind of right wing?
I thought he was like one of those they're not men's rights activists. They're more like MGTOW types or white supremacists or something.
I've never got that from him.
I don't know. I've seen his name before, and it's always from people like Blonde.
Well, she sees what she wants to see.
Yeah.
Theo interviewed Hassan. That's different than supporting Hassan.
That's way different.
Bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's going to keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr, ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on.
What the fuck was the point of that?
Something Bill Burr? I don't know.
I think he's trying to show that comedians make him nervous because the Bill Burr episode went really bad. I guess. But did Ethan suffer anything from that?
No.
The show, much to my chagrin, the H3H3 podcast didn't take any kind of tanking from that or anything. Okay, I wasn't the only one confused. Yeah, this is the problem with this episode. He's trying so desperately to make Ethan look bad. It's not that hard to do, dude. Really not that hard to do.
Hassan's stream and he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back.
Was that funny? Was Discount Newman supposed to be funny right there? He looks like the guy from NYPD Blue.
Oh yeah,
and Newman had a baby together. You know who I'm talking about?
Sipowicz.
Yeah, Sipowicz. Sipowicz and Newman had a baby, and it was that dude.
I never once watched that show, but it was such a big thing that you had to know parts of. You know, it leaked into the pop culture. So
yeah, I actually knew that actor before. He was in Die Hard 2.
Yes, he played the guy who ran the airport security.
Yeah, the airport police. Yeah.
Yep.
He's not a bad actor. He just I didn't care about NYPD Blue. I thought it was a garbage show, just like Sopranos. So
I never watched it.
I'm
I just it was that gritty stuff that I don't care for. And as for Sopranos, the first season was good, and then it was just trash.
It's one of those shows that needed to put up or shut up. It went on way too long.
It's one of those shows that they don't know it's going to be popular, and season 2 is a surprise to them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hill Street Blues as well. Yeah, I was never a fan of Hill Street Blues, and it's not that I saw a storyline that I hated. It was just they wanted that gritty look to it, and I don't like that shit.
So I think that can work. Like I don't remember much of Hill Street Blues, but some of those shows are pretty good, but you have to kind of be in the mood for them.
Well, it's amazing to me, and even some shows that I like, where you'll see people like in a police station, and it's the darkest place ever. I'm like, you ever been in a police station? They have lighting.
Yeah, they're usually very bright, and they have to be because there's criminals there.
If you see them in so many TV shows, it looks like they forgot to pay the power bill, or they let Tim Burton direct.
Yeah, like Blue Bloods has that occasionally, and Dad used to watch that all the time. And I'm like, dude, why is the lighting in this interrogation room look so shitty? Have you ever seen the first 48? They're all well lit. You know why? Because there's criminals in there. They might have snuck something in or try to steal shit. Instead, it's like that solitary light hanging down that they're going to point at the guy's face before they get the rubber hoses out.
Yes.
What is this, the 20s? Jeez.
Who is this guy? He's a comedian.
Yeah, a big old bunny ear air quotes on that one. Real quick, thank you, JB. Money for Jack. I've been watching the Samurai trilogy recently. Filmed from 1954 to 1956. It's an absolutely gorgeous movie. Filmed in color on the life of Miyamoto Musashi. He was a famous Japanese swordsman. Something different than the whiny Ian Lull, right? You watch any like Kurosawa films, and you're gonna get some like badass samurai action. You watch modern samurai stuff; it's all pussies. Oh, my feelings. Shut up. But man, you go back to the 50s and 60s; they had some awesome samurai films. Monkey, I'll never watch them because they're black and white. But every now and then a color one might come up, but I don't think I'll watch that either.
I'm also not into samurais.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You didn't seem like a samurai kind of guy.
I don't watch pirate stuff either.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not as much on pirates, but I do like a good. It's just growing up as a kid. We used to watch all the martial arts films, so even the cheesy ones, even the ones where Sonny Chiba was just doing it for a paycheck. But then you get into like the really good stuff from Kurosawa, like Yojimbo and Hidden Fortress, and or The Duel. There's some great films.
Understand?
So, yeah.
Thank you. That's fake. Yasuki was the real samurai. Yes, indeed. All right. Back to Tubbo here. God, he looks like he's auditioning to be on the fat camp that Drama Alert's doing.
He looks like a guidance counselor at a summer camp for like misfit kids that are gonna get into some wacky shenanigans
on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that. And I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're
some fat guy makes shitty jokes, not even very good jokes, about the content nuke. And that's the same as you not defending his wife being called a baby murdering whore. Cunt. I'm sorry, that's the word they use. Cunt.
or somebody calling CPS because of what a shitty joke story or whatever. I think these are very different things, iDubbbz.
Yeah. Again, there's plenty of places you can call out hypocrisy from Ethan. This ain't one of them, dude. These are different.
Yeah, this doesn't strike me as being something equivalent.
Theo got his start on Road Rules. Yeah.
You're a coward. It's just his job. It's just what he does for his job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic.
Wow, that really does look like Ethan's staying away from it. Oh, wait.
And he interviewed basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because
you have none. My wife says I'm strong.
I'm a strong boy. Grandma says I'm strong.
He thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks
You are weak. Dude, you just told us that if you were a man, you would have called out Ethan many times over the years.
I think all of these people are weak.
They're are
weak-willed, pussy little cowards. Who at first chance they get, they would rat out their neighbors to avoid it getting even glimpsed by whatever Stasi government takes over their neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button.
Did he think that was manly?
I guess so. It's hard to do that when you're wearing a Howdy Doody shirt.
Bro, you got to finish that up with grrr.
Yeah.
You've got a video and you've got an audio.
Okay, this part I don't care about. Apparently, Ethan has these two buttons. Reportedly, he spent $20,000 having this thing designed so that they can cut away from him real quick. It's basically a kill switch.
Okay.
So that when Ethan is about to say something like, you know, you should blow up a building with a bunch of people in it, it can be cut off before he gets it out.
Oh, okay. Okay. That doesn't seem like something he should have control over.
Well, other people do have control over it too, and he can turn it back on with the button.
Why didn't he just go over to Crowder and ask him for the Landau button?
Right?
Stop being funnier than me.
Look
at that callback.
He also points to one part where the button didn't work exactly, and Ethan is bitching at the staff for, why do you keep doing this? You're slowing it down, and there was no reason to do that. And apparently that's proof that Ethan is a horrible, horrible person. I don't know what he was trying to get at. I do want to get to, we're over the 2-hour mark, and I want to get to the end, Jack. I want to get to the end because this shit is funny. So I don't know where it actually happens. We can just pick right here and start. iDubbbz is talking about how, so Ethan here got into a lot of trouble for laughing at a crying woman. And he just couldn't help himself. This woman, I forget what she was crying over, but she's bawling her eyes out, and he thought this was the funniest shit he ever saw.
God damn, that pause game. He looks horrific there. I've seen homeless people that look better than that.
His arm
I
kind of
always
looks
thought
like
he was homeless.
his arm kind of looks like Ricky Berwick.
Yeah, he looks like Quato with an afro.
So anyway,
give them the air, Quaid.
Ethan issues an apology, and some channel I don't know of, something in Seattle, some therapist online told Ethan it was a perfect apology. And we should be caught up to about that part.
The Zionism is leading to not accepting other cultures, embracing their own culture, and instead thinking that that is an attack.
need to go forward.
And Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle. And Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know, he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score, a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a good apology. I'm
Right,
the best
10 out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10.
This one is actually best apology. So
Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my God.
I was trying really hard to think about.
So he's playing up a meme thing about a perfect apology.
Yeah, it looks like he's making jokes. Not funny ones, but he's making it into a joke. I don't think that's like playing it up per se. It's just poking fun at it.
Fugi, you're right. She was crying about AI nudes of her. That's what she was crying about, that Ethan could not stop laughing at.
What, she got weird nipples or something?
They weren't real pictures of her, and everybody thought that she had nudes out there.
Oh.
Yeah, she was devastated by it, and I don't blame her for being upset.
Yeah, that can fuck up your life pretty bad. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah, and he gave an apology, which I guess was okay. I don't know what was so funny about it, though. That's the part that's always bothered me on that. Like you see a woman crying, she's devastated by this, and it's the funniest shit you ever saw.
That's kind of psycho. Not gonna lie. That's weird.
As a man, if your first reaction to a woman crying is laughter, there's a problem with you.
Unless she's like your arch enemy or something. I don't see what's so funny about that.
About an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea.
Wait for this. Here's his funniest idea. Just made himself laugh. You ready, Jack? Are you sitting down? I don't want you to fall from laughter.
I'm strapped in, buddy.
All right, here we go.
Of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle.
That's the funny thing.
This is his idea of funny, is he went to see some random psychologist YouTuber. He's like, will you change the grade on this?
Uh-huh.
A complete fucking waste of time.
No, this is hilarious.
Did he write this up as a business expense? Because the IRS should look at that.
It is funny, but for the wrong reason.
Well, I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander. Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, iDubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on...
Yeah, I mean, that's the right answer. I mean,
yeah,
either the apology, you showed him a whole bunch of shit that had nothing to do with the apology to try to get him to change his opinion of that apology.
Yeah, because he's trying to say it's the lefty thing. Like, oh, he's a bad person now, so you have to change all your perception about him previously. It's just like the Chris Columbus coming out and saying he wants to take Donald Trump's scene out of Home Alone 2 because now Donald Trump is a lefty darling.
Yeah. You wouldn't be proving anything even if he did change his mind.
Yeah.
On the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person, that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize. And I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade, but that's okay
Why did you?
because this is
What a complete fucking waste of time then. Not only did you waste time going out there and talking to the guy for some nonsense reason, the guy didn't even change his grade of it. So this was totally anticlimactic.
There's more. There's more from where he met with the psychologist. So the part we just skipped is a bunch of lefty creators being like, Ethan, you can be a good person. We like you. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically it. Except for Noah Sampson here, who does the equivalent of, well, I like his shirt. That's not what he actually says, but that's what he's trying. He's trying so desperately to be H-Bomber guy. I don't like H-Bomber guy, but at least he can be funny.
Well, he tries. I mean,
look, not all of his jokes land, but he can be funny. Noah Sampson is just a douchebag.
And this is
anyway,
Noah Sampson?
Yeah, this is Noah. Pay no attention to whatever he says.
I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he's fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic.
This part. All right. I'm sorry to back us up, but it's such an abrupt cut there. There's no other way to do this. Jack, this is my favorite part of the video.
Oh, God.
And I have no idea why it's in here.
Better. I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he's fighting for free speech.
Here we go.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Eli. Like it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, if that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been.
He straight up put a clip of him bitch crying to this psychiatrist. He just went and annoyed.
Yeah. Methinks thou doth protest too much. He put that clip in, and it's not about Ethan and Hila. It's about him and his wife.
I was like, oh my God. Why would you? There's no context for why he threw this in here.
No, there's not. But it really doesn't sound like he's talking about Ethan and Hila here. Sounds like he's talking about himself and dressing it up like he's talking about Ethan.
When this part popped up, I actually had to go back. Like, did I miss something? But yeah, he just throws in this clip of him crying to this psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever he is,
who looks super uncomfortable.
You're like, why are you in my house?
Why are you in my house crying about something? Like, dude, is this a cry for help? Is this like a hidden message in here?
Fugi, sorry. Saint Fugi, that's not. Now you made me feel bad about myself. Said monkeys laughing at a woman crying.
See, I'm glad I didn't make that statement because I will laugh at people crying. Oh my God, the tears, right?
He had real tears. He pulled off what Taylor Lorenz couldn't.
Talking about. Sorry.
So he pulled off what Taylor Lorenz couldn't pull off.
Yeah. Well, I think this is genuine emotion. He's just dressing it up like he's talking about Ethan here, but I think this is a cry for help. He's talking about him and his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and their weird problems. Because this guy's, the bottom, shall we say?
Well, look at the face on that poor What is it? Psychology in Seattle? I don't know what his name is. But this poor bastard's sitting there like,
Scaredy. That's the look a hostage makes when he's trying to keep the gunman calm. All right. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
This isn't his doctor. This is some guy he decided to annoy because he thought he could get a win on Ethan over a stupid fucking perfect apology nonsense.
Yeah, what I don't understand why any of these clips of this guy are in here. They goes, he didn't get what he wanted.
I want to know how he went from, hey, Doc, will you change Ethan's score because he's been a douchebag, to this moment where he's clearly crying about him and his wife getting shit online.
Yeah. Somehow it segued into like, I could get some free therapy out of this.
Right? You owe him some money, motherfucker.
Right? Oh, like a lot too. Also, buy him a better shirt. That watermelon color's not working for him.
Hang on, I want to watch it again because it's funny.
You know, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he's fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. Like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right?
The great part of that is there's jump cuts in it.
Yeah, so there was a lot of crying in between.
There was a lot more blubbering that went on.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see the uncut video, Ian.
Oh,
Please.
man, dude, I'm telling you, this is not about Ethan at all. This is him talking about himself.
I will resubscribe to your channel if you play the uncut video of the whole part where you cry. That's as much as I'm willing to offer him. But I need that in my life. Why is this included? I see the dynamic between Ethan and Hila.
I'm telling you, this is a cry for help. So, yeah, somebody put this in because he's like, I need help escaping my wife.
Excuse me. And with that, we're going to just leave it at the crying nonsense. The shame that it was. You should feel bad about yourself for calling that a content cop. You should feel bad about yourself for not being a man and for not standing up for what you believe in, or calling your friends out when you think they're being shitty. You should just feel bad. The good news is you can fix all of those problems. Man up. I don't say this to many people, but maybe you should watch some Andrew Tate. Not much, just a video or two. Keep going, monkey. I can't. I still want to do a game stream tonight, and I need to visit the little boys' room. Jack, I've switched to drinking water, and I actually have been enjoying it. But
it's water. Your body craves it.
I've been sitting here sucking down 64 ounces of water during this show, and I'm full now. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for coming to the show, no matter what time we do it, and hanging out and being awesome people. For those of you who didn't enjoy the show and thought it was boring, don't worry. We'll have another one. Before we leave.
Yeah, we'll say something ridiculous. Taylor Lorenz was on Hannity tonight, so.
Oh, maybe we'll find a clip and do that one. But it is Stargazer Nuts' birthday. And we cannot live or leave without doing this. Sweetheart, you've been such a friend to the show and to me. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
dear Nuts.
Dear Stargazer.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do. Guys, that wraps us up. Thank you for the donations. Jack, anything you want to show?
I just dropped some links to a cool video. As always, thank you guys so much for all the generous donations and all the support you give us, coming out night after night to watch us mock this weepy weirdo doing a content cop. Some of this stuff baffles even us. So the fact that you guys are along for the ride, we really appreciate the company. So you guys take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for all the support.
Be on the game channel in a little while. I'm not sure what I'm playing. I've been jonesing to play Tropico and Planet Coaster. but I still want to play Schedule 1, so I don't know what I'll be playing, but I'll be over there if you guys want to come hang out. It's Ranting Monkey Games. All of our links are down below. Check them out. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see y'all next time. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
I have no respect for that little bitch we just watched.